Video today I'm going to show you how to use SketchUp. Um, this video is going to be as quick as possible for a beginner training course. I'm going to talk about how to use SketchUp and how to use the tools in SketchUp. So the first thing we're going to do is to install SketchUp, which I've already put in the link in the description. Don't forget to follow and like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. My name is Obichi Samuel. So the first look ahead is so you want to just open SketchUp here. Alright, for the beginner, this is what you're going to see when you open SketchUp, but all these models you see here are models I did by myself. So when you first look ahead, you're not going to see anything in the recent files or in the created videos or the created model thereabout. So what you're going to see is the architectural millimeters, simple millimeters, your simple inches, your architectural inches, and architectural centimeters, right? So this is just a default template which I created with myself, which I actually use on my 3D models or whatsoever. So for the sake of this course, we are going to use the architectural millimeters, or let's just use simple meters, right? So we can just click on it, and it's going to take us to the our viewport or our working environment, which we're going to use to model and how we're going to work in the viewport or in the workspace. Alright, so when you open SketchUp, this is the default you see. This is the viewport. This is the first thing you're going to see. At the right hand side, you're going to have your default tray, and at the space here we have our workspace which we work. The reason why you're seeing this default lady with the dog or with the cat here is a reference image showing your heights. So in case you're building, in case you're modeling, you're doing your 3D modeling to see the heights of your building. Let's say for instance using a 3.6 headroom. This is going to show you if what you're doing is in place, alright? Basically it's just like a reference. So that is just that. These are your toolbars in SketchUp, which we're going to talk about in future videos. We're going to talk about how to use your zoom, your select tool, your eraser, your line or drawing tools. This is your axe, your shapes, your triangle. These are your push ups or push pull. These are offsets, the move tool, the rotate tool, the scale, the flip, and to flip in axis or to rotate in axis, or to copy, rotate in axis thereabout. These are your tape, which you can actually see in other modeling softwares like AutoCAD or so. But the essence of this tape measure tool is to use to take out dimensions or take out size, to measure out size thereabout. So this is your paintbrush. This is your orbit tool, where you can just use your center button in most CAD software to orbit around. These are your move. You can actually hit here, or you can, this is your pan or move, pan around your model. For instance, to do that pan, it's either you click your left click on this, or you hit pitch on your keyboard and you can just left click and drag around. So that is just that. So it's very easy. So the essence of, you can see, as you notice, as we pick more tools, your instructor here at the right hand side at the default tray, because this is a default tray. Why is it a default tray? It's a default tray because it shows you things at this particular place. This is the drop down arrows, which actually demonstrate a lot of things. For instance, if you have your select tool selected and you select this lady, you can see the entity here, right? The entity info is showing you the tag of this. That's the layout where this particular model is, because this is a model, a flat 2D model. This is showing you the definition later, and they're showing you the instance. We're going to talk about this more in the future and show you how this works. This is just a beginner video showing you the first look ahead of SketchUp and how you can actually use it to demonstrate, and how you can use it significantly to reference in respect to your models, all right, whether to the 3D. So let's dive in more. Your materials, which you can apply materials from, you can just click and already it's just going to be selected. So we're going to talk about that too. So the next thing, you can see more materials, metal, you can see more materials down there, you can see woods, and you can actually apply external materials in SketchUp. You're not just limited to what you have in this place. So that is to being that. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the components. What are the components? Just like in Revit, where you have families, where you have external models you download online to use, for instance, furniture, chairs, interiors. So basically, people don't really use the components here in SketchUp because it's a little bit old, and that's why SketchUp gives you that flexibility to kind of like model something yourself. For instance, now let's just use an example. For instance, you can just double click and you can double click this car. Basically, you can drag it out. So let's use something else as an example. So to do that, to bring that in place, you can just double click on each and click on the space here. You can see how this is. So to zoom in and out is your center middle button in your mouse, the roller. You can zoom in and out, just zoom in and out. All right, don't forget to orbit around is to press the middle button. You gently orbit around. You can see how you orbit around real nicely. So that is how to orbit around here in SketchUp. You can see how beveled all the edges are. Basically, you can actually use this as an interior model, but for a low poly design. But as we go on and off and on, you will see that there is still more to SketchUp that you don't even know. It's a very great software. So the same thing, if you want to apply some more models, you can just double click and click on the space. Yeah, the same thing, you can click on this and click on the space. So that's how you can actually arrive there. And so these are low poly models. So that is not what we want to discuss in this video. So already you know how the your components works and so on and so forth. So your styles is just to significantly change the environment of this place. If you want to change the sky, that's the horizon here. If you want to change the work environment, you can actually use your styles for that measure. Okay. So the same thing for not the same is rather the tags. The tags works like layout in Sketch in AutoCAD. For those of us that have used AutoCAD very well, the layouts work like that, where you have different components, different parts of a particular model being selected and grouped in different layouts for you to work flexibly with it, and for it not to really occupy your system, for it not to lag your drawing. So SketchUp gives you that privilege to work with tags. So we call it tags in SketchUp. Before it was not named tags, it was named, I think, layout or so. So they've changed the tags in the recent software. This is 2023 version of SketchUp I'm using. So basically I have 2024 version, but I just prefer using 2023 because I love the update so much. So this is your shadow in SketchUp. For instance, you're modeling or you want to render something. Maybe uh, you want to render here in SketchUp, not a realistic render, but something you can put in you can have in your documentaries to show for a client. You can just toggle up the sun on, and you can adjust the time of the sun, the angles of the sun. So SketchUp gives you that privilege to work very well and fluently. You can see how the sun adjusts around. You can see how it's now dark, showing that it's late at night. You can see uh, if I want to bring it down, you can see how it looks like. So that is just that. So you can still turn off this, and the sun will show you how it shines, which is not real bad too. The same thing here, you can reduce the light, show you that this is light and day. and darkness. So that is just how it works. So that is how shadow works in SketchUp. And your scenes is very important. Let's say, for instance, you are working on a 3D. You want here to be a scene. You can just orbit around, come something like this. Maybe just you love this particular scene in this workspace. You can just hover around to camera to view rather, go to your animation and add scene. And when you add scene, you update the scene. You should be able to see your scene here, right? You can add another scene here like this or like this. You can duplicate it. You can just right click on the ones you've done before and right add. You should see another scene. So when you click here and double click here, you click here, you should see the first scene. And you click your scene 2, you should see the other scene. And not just that, you can be able to rename this the scene for you to work even better. So that's just that. So let's go back to the first scene. Alright, we can rename it by right clicking and going to rename and just name it, let's say front. Alright, so that is that. So are there more plugins in SketchUp? Is this only the plugins we have or the toolbars in SketchUp? No, we have more plugins. You can even add external plugins, as many plugins as possible. The more plugins, the more interesting SketchUp is. So to add more plugins in SketchUp, you can just right click on this space here, or on this space rather. Then you can add some other, like your light tool sets. You can see by the side here. Alright, let me just if that is helpful enough. You can see a lot of toolbars, very helpful toolbars which you can actually use to work better. But I have some external plugins which I've added in SketchUp which I will talk about today. So for now, this is just basic. So in the next video, we're going to talk about more plugins, and we're going to start from scratch to start talking about how we can model a 2-bedroom. Okay, a 2-bedroom bungalow. We're going to start from there, and you don't need to miss the next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, put a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook to get notified when we're going to drop videos like this every single week and every single time. Thank you. God bless you. Goodbye.